back again with another video. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm sitting here, it's about to be a snowstorm. We about to be snowed in and all this extra stuff and whatever the case may be. Give me a second. So it's about to be a snowstorm. We about to be snowed in and all this extra shit, and I just can't help it but to say, David Dv4d. You know what's so crazy about this whole situation is that this guy right here, like, let me bring him up. This guy right here, I'm just not understanding why the fuck are you not arrested yet? I mean, you're not even in New York City, and that's the crazy part about this whole thing. If you was in New York City, you probably would not be arrested, but the fact that you're in Cali and you just blew up, you've been blew up, but whatever the case may be, but like, what the fuck is going on? What, can you really tell us what's going on? What happened to that girl? And why the fuck are you not arrested? This is video that I came across today that I just had to stop my motherfucking life. Excuse my language. I just had to stop for a second, pause for a second, and come back into life real fast. I had to roll up a blunt because I'm not understanding what's going on in this video. So without any further ado, I'm gonna jump into the video because I'm just not understanding what's going on. Like, can you put me on to like what's going on? Can you let me know why I won? Like, like what's up with it? Like,
one of David's friends has just been arrested out in Montana. Let's discuss. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, breaking news. We're
give me 1 second, y'all. We're having a little technical difficulties because that's how true this story is. That's how true the story is. Word. This is crazy. Let's get back into it.
literally jumping on right now. We're getting information as I'm recording, but TMZ has reported that a friend of singer David, somebody we've talked about a lot here on Sidebar, this guy named Neo Langston, has been arrested out in Montana. Now, it seems to be for...
I just want to say, this is what I'm smoking on. This will be smoking on. Shout out to Sprinkles. Y'all already know the vibes.
Failure to report as a witness. Why is that important? It is important because, as we've been reporting, there is apparently a grand jury that has been impaneled and has been hearing evidence in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was found dead, her decomposed body found in a Tesla reportedly registered to singer David. This was back in September.
This is what I'm not understanding. I found her body decomposed for more than a couple of months, weeks, whatever, and nobody is arrested.
September out in Los Angeles. And to be clear, David hasn't been charged or officially implicated in any crime, but with the reports of a grand jury, this is a flexible situation. We've always wondered what could come of that. Now, according to a representative for the Lewis and Clark County Jail, there was this...
So if I kill my shorty right now, I'm not getting arrested.
Warrant out for Langston's arrest. And as the information's coming out, again, we looked at the court records. It seems to be 23 years. He's 23 years old. It was originally for an unspecified warrant. So at first, while we couldn't confirm exactly what it was for, TMZ reported, though, that this warrant was out of Los Angeles, and it was for failure to appear as a witness. And by the way, he's currently being held without bond. And TMZ has also reported that police in Montana have been working with LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division, and we believe that has been the unit that has been heading up this investigation into what happened to Celeste. By the way, this jail is out.
Robbery unit. What about the homicide unit? Detective squad. Listen. At this point, is she even dead?
Out in Montana, population about 70,000.
Nobody even got a body of this girl. She's been, yo, this is so crazy to me. That's how true it is, man. Oil on my face. This is mad crazy to me. How you never found her body? That's not crazy.
Jail is in Helena. It's the capital city. It's almost 1,200 miles from LA, so we think about that. Now, why is this also important? It's important based on our past reporting, because as we previously discussed on Sidebar, TMZ reported that with this grand jury apparently being in panel, there was a discussion, an alleged discussion outside the courtroom about an uncooperative witness. Okay, we go back to a conversation that may have happened in December.
You know what's so crazy? Why David never went to court? Like, why David never had to appear court for none of this? That was his ex. He was paying her family to be with her, 10,000 or more. What's going on?
Between Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, who we believe may be spearheading this case, and attorney Evan Jennis. And Jennis represents apparently both a witness, so maybe Neil Langston, and Robert Morgenroth. Now, Robert Morgenroth is apparently the head of David's touring company and a manager of his label. We previously reported that Morgenroth has been potentially questioned, and we previously reported that Morgenroth had been questioned in front of this grand jury. Obviously, we don't know anything officially. Authorities aren't going to confirm it, but that's based a lot on the reporting, including from TMZ. So if you have an uncooperative...
This has been the longest case, and I'm starting to think niggas is lying. For what case y'all ever seen this long with no arrest made? Are they trying to do it like an indictment or something? Like, are they really trying to like investigate and lock up every single person who was involved with this girl's murder? What I really want to know.
Witness, and now you have Neil Langston being arrested out in Montana, potentially for failure to appear as a witness. You put two and two together, we're starting to see what...
How you could lock somebody up for not going to court as a witness, but not lock up the person who is the prime suspect?
Might be going on here. Now, Neil Langston, we believe, is a friend of David. We've seen him in photos with the singer. He has posted content himself. Don't know the exact connection. We also don't know if Celeste, if he knew Celeste, if he had a relationship with Celeste of some kind.
Of course he knew her. Of course he knows about her. What?
And again, we can't officially confirm that he was supposed to be testifying about, in front of this grand jury, but again, we're trying to put two and two together. I want to bring on retired Detective Commander Will Svilar to talk about this. Will, thank you so much for coming on. Again, we're still developing...
All these unnecessary people that don't need to be spoken to.
I'm still looking for breaking news as we record this. This is a big development. Your thoughts?
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without code. This is Dv4d. This is a first look at current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, then why not build an app?
Well, if he's being held for a failure to appear as a witness, that's a contempt of court charge. So the charge is contempt of court. They're going to extradite him, bring him back to LA. It sounds to me like, you know, two and two, like you said, the grand jury's been convened since November. What happens then is the prosecution is presenting witness after witness, putting evidence in against a specific target or targets for a specific charge. So bringing this guy in, they probably believe has pertinent information to support this charge. And it sounds to me like the noose is starting to tighten around the offender.
if we assume that he was supposed to be testifying in front of the grand jury, and obviously we know grand juries are kind of one-sided, it's the prosecution presenting enough evidence to suggest, hey, can you return an indictment? First, we had thought that it was just an investigative grand, couldn't return an indictment. Then there was reporting, no, this is a grand jury that can return an indictment. The standard to get back an indictment is relatively low, but it's the prosecution's case. They're presenting evidence to support whatever charges they're looking for here. If we assume he's been an uncooperative witness, and we assume he's all the way in Montana, so 1,200 miles away, timeline's interesting, right? So the reporting in December of an uncooperative witness, and now in January, I wonder if they might have had trouble finding him. I don't know the circumstances of his arrest. I don't know the I mean, talk to me about the cooperation. If you have LAPD now working with Montana to maybe find him, I do wonder, was there an issue to figure out where he was?
Sure, it could have taken a while to find him, but once you swear out a warrant and you put a warrant across the database, across the country, anywhere this guy gets stopped, it's serviceable. As long as it's a good warrant, it's serviceable, and there's extradition involved, it gets served wherever he is. And you get it out there across law enforcement channels, you put it in the leads. Once it's in the leads, every law enforcement agency has it. So regardless of where he went, he was eventually going to get caught. Now, they may have had some information from whatever sources that he was up in Montana, but this could be as simple as a routine traffic stop where he gets picked up on a name check.
What do you think is case?
Well, he's a friend. He's an influencer. I think the purpose of the grand jury is to try to find out what that connection is. And again, there's so many different things out there with these influencers and the YouTube. I don't know what his connection would be, but the grand jury wants to find out, and then prosecution wants to find out. And again, now you can bring him back, extradite him, make him go to the grand. He could still take the fifth. Doesn't have to testify.
Yep, I was going to ask you that. I mean, if this.
Long story short, they're never going to arrest anybody for David's actions, not even David. Like, this shit's crazy. Like, comment.